Prophet of Islam says that do great zikr. Zikr means remembrance, yaad. Then he says al-maut. Remember death. So here he has used word zikr. Here the Prophet of Islam has used zikr, the word zikr. Aksiru zikr hadmil lazzat. So can you do this kind of zikr, that al-maut, 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 death, 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 death? Can you do this practice? Although the obvious meaning is this. Prophet of Islam says that do great zikr. And then he says al-maut, remember maut. So here Prophet of Islam has used the word zikr in the sense of that do great zikr of maut, do remember maut. But no one can do this kind of zikr, that he sits in some corner of a mosque or anywhere and say zikr, zikr, zikr. No. And say maut, 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 death, death, death. No. No one was going to do this kind of zikr. Here clearly zikr means thinking. Here clearly zikr means contemplation. So is the case of all other references. When you read Quran, when you read Hadith literature, you will find that there are many, many instances where Quran and Hadith has used word zikr. But in all these differences, zikr means thinking, zikr means contemplation. You cannot find a single Quranic verse, or you cannot find a single hadith in which this kind of zikr is mentioned. Simply repetition of some word, Allah, 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 Allah. This kind of repetition is not mentioned in the Quran, it is not mentioned in the hadith. It is an innovation. It is innovation. In later days, when there was a Basit period, it was during a Basit period that this kind of zikr emerged under the influence of Iranian people. You cannot find any trace of this kind of zikr during the Prophet of Islam or during the companions of the Prophet. So you have to be very clear. You have to be very clear that simply repetition is nothing. Some people think that there are some words that have some mysterious qualities. So if you utter these words, if you utter these sentences, then mysteriously you will find the blessings. They think that there are some words, some sentences, they have some very mysterious kind of qualities. So if you simply repeat those words, then mysteriously you will receive blessings of God. But this concept you cannot find in the Quran and Hadith. Not at all. It is not a mystery. It is quite a scientific matter. It is quite understandable. Zikr is not a mysterious thing. Zikr is a quite understandable thing. Quite understandable. There is no mystery in these words. Words are simply, what are words? Words are symbols, symbol of thinking. Words are what have only symbolic value. The real thing is thinking, and words are only symbols of that thinking. So you have to remember in terms of thinking, in terms of contemplation. Then it is zikr. Otherwise it is not zikr. It is simply lip service. Lip service is not a zikr. Lip service is not a zikr. Zikr is a function of mind. Zikr is a result of thinking. So you have to be very serious, you have to be very sincere in this matter. You have to be very, very serious to understand what is zikr. In the later day, there is a story that in later days, when in the days of Tabe'in, in the later days, in the period of Banu Umayyad, in Umayyad period, one person saw that in a mosque, in a masjid, there are some people, they are counting some pebbles, some small stones. They have some stones and they are counting, Alhamdulillah, 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 100 times or 1,000 times. So they are counting some words in numbers. Someone counting it up to the 100 times, some 1,000 times. So one Sahabi, one companion saw this. Then he said, if you want counting, count your sins. If you want counting, count your sins, not these stones. So they stopped that kind of zikr. According to their thinking, it was zikr. According to their thinking, it was zikr. But Sahabi said it is not zikr. Zikr is not something that may be counted on stones. No. Zikr is a function of your heart, function of your mind. Zikr is a phenomenon of thinking, contemplation. So zikr has a very high value in Islam. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم أجمعين.